evolution, which states that man is an animal without divine genesis and or soul. If it is truth, then such a theory would also give a significance to the racist propaganda of plantation era owners, whom were convinced that the black-skinned African slaves that they extradited from the dark continent of Africa were cousins to the black-skinned apes, chimpanzees, and monkeys that accompanied the slaves on the slave ships and selective extractions. If man is an animal without a divine creation, then automatically you must also concede that the black-skinned African slave also is an animal without a soul, and that to enslave and oppress such animals is not a sin against the God of the Holy Bible. Due to the beginnings of the perverted twists of truth which lay in racist propaganda, which was meant to overturn the Christian interpretations of a divine law. Morality. Morality. If man is an animal, then the black slaves from Africa are indeed animals without a soul, according to the Ku Klux Klan interpretation of Charles Darwin. There is no sin in oppressing animals. Society does not give constitutional civil liberties to dogs, cats, livestock, fowl, creeping insects, and to primate apes and zoo animals. So why should society bestow civil liberties to the black-skinned African slaves if such are property and animals according to the plantation owners? On the contrary, if man has a divine genesis with a soul imparted unto him by the living God of the Holy Bible, then slavery is a sin based upon the laws of morality, which contradicts the arrogance of the ignorance of the slave owners and their twisted propaganda, lies. Thus, the black man is not an animal and is entitled to civil liberties and the full protections of the United States Constitution. Or am I guilty of biblical propaganda? If morality are divine laws meant to protect us from murder, theft, violence, rape, and other immoralities, then that also implies strongly that morality cannot be a suppressive religious dogma created by a zealot Victorian society. If the plantation owners were telling the truth, if Charles Darwin was telling the truth, if Huxley and all the other intellectuals are telling the truth, then that means the Ku Klux Klan, when they point at the black man and say there is a monkey, that is a chimpanzee, that is a primate. If we listen to the liberal intellectual zealots of atheistic dogma, then we would never have come out of the slavery. We would still be with slavery. For God raised Moses to free the slaves. That in itself states that God is against slavery. And the Underground Railroad movement used that truth to denounce slavery. So the plantation owners are wrong. The atheists are wrong. Agnostics are wrong.